call this.
How many billions of dollars is that, huh?
Got a video that says now shell jet missiles are trying.
Is it worth it?
You see what I'm talking about?
Is it really worth it? What are we fighting for here, huh?
All right, we're having some technical difficulties. I'm telling you, I'm pulling these videos in like as we speak because these are breaking so quickly. Let's go to this Army officer. So this is an Army officer interrupting a Senate hearing. I imagine we'll see a lot more of this, and I love this. This is what we need. We need men in their uniforms, having served this country and put their lives on the line, standing up again. I don't want to see a bunch of blue-haired hippies because they think Israel's white and they hate white people. Complaining about that. No, I want to see hardcore combat veterans who know the cost of war and know that it ain't worth the price to do what we're doing to Iran. So here is a retired U.S. Army officer interrupting a Senate hearing. Let's watch.
Stop lying to the American people. You will stop and cease the war in Gaza. You will stop nothing. You will cease the war. You will not be seen by this committee yet.
So I wish this wasn't true and this wasn't serious, but Trump has allegedly sent nuclear,
which he would later be pulled as he's trying to hold on to the door until they broke his hand. Interesting, huh? So if you're not calling it a war yet, you're not only low IQ, you are fucking retarded. Here's Owen Schroyer on this is kind of our preamble. Where is he at here? There we go.
On war, and Trump doesn't even really have the energy to address it. And nobody even cared or paid attention to the actual issue that's going to affect Americans, the AI surveillance grid getting built and how we're going to power it. And instead, the whole thing, they talked about the Iran war. And so here we go. So trying not to fall asleep during the most consequential issue of this administration, Trump instead talks about the war in Iran.
If we didn't hit within 2 weeks, they would have had a nuclear weapon. If we didn't do the B-2 attack.
Wow.
Iran has been 2 weeks away from a nuclear weapon for like
never obliterated their nuclear
20 years.
Or this is a total lie. They're 2 weeks away from
what are we doing?
It's all lies. This guy's just lying 24/7 now. They all are. And I can't believe people are standing up for it. I can't believe people are supporting this. So congratulations. You guys like being lied to. Good job.
If we didn't hit within 2 weeks, they would have had a nuclear weapon. If we didn't do the B-2 attack a number of months ago, they would have a nuclear weapon. And
really,
people have nuclear weapons, bad things happen.
Now do Netanyahu.
So we're in very good shape now. I want to let you know that, and we will continue forward. But it's a great display of military strength, and I'm very proud to, with some of the people in the room, both senators and congressmen, we rebuilt, and women. If we didn't hit
2 weeks from a nuke.
I think they already got him, folks.
What is going on, man? What in the hell is going on?
Pretty sure they already got him.
And now we've had another plot twist in the why did we do this strike? A new plot twist today.
This is very important, and we're doing very well on the war front, to put it mildly, I would say.
War front.
Somebody said, on a scale of 10, where would you rate it?
It's not a war.
About a 15. And we're going to continue to do well. We have the greatest military in the world by far. And that was a tremendous threat to us for many years. 47 years they've been killing our people and killing people from all over the world.
Quit putting them there.
Support, and I think if we didn't do it first, they would have done it to Israel. And
what would we do if they brought their people here?
I want every diabetic, including you, the Iran war.
So there's that. Oh, let's see. Here's the U.S. taking notes from Israel here. Where are we at? So there's the water plant that the United States blew up on, what day was that? Anyway, I'm going to read what Limitless at No Alpha Limits had to say about it. I like the way he broke it down here. So the U.S. just bombed a water plant. Read that again. America just struck a freshwater desalination plant on Qassim Island, Iran. You understand what that means? 30 villages just lost their water supply. It's not a military base, not a missile site, not a radar station, a water plant. Iran's FM warned that this will have grave consequences. He said the U.S. set this precedent, not Iran. That means Iran now considers all civilian infrastructure fair game. Every desalination plant in the Gulf just became a potential target. Saudi Arabia gets 70% of its drinking water from desalination. UAE gets 90%. Qatar gets almost 100%. One strike on a Gulf desalination plant and millions have no drinking water within days. The U.S. just opened a door that cannot be closed, and Iran is watching. Here we go. Speaking of the UAE, this comes from Syrian Girl on X at Partisan Girl. Here's a. Oh, wait. Can you see that?
See that?
A desalination plant. Another one.
See that?
Just setting the precedent. She said, breaking, the UAE just joined the war on Israel's side and bombed a desalination plant in Iran. UAE has just committed suicide as Iran has the right to reply in kind. The UAE gets 40% of its water from desalination plants, 60% imported. The ships importing water are blocked too. Unlike the UAE, it rains and snows in Iran. This is all fun and games, right? All fun and games. We should just kill them all, right? Right, MAGA? Come on, man. I used to be a part of you guys, and what the fuck? I'll get into that later, too. But here we go is, this is where we could go with this.
So none of us want to see that happen.
Mike Adams, Health
But
Ranger.
it's something we have to prepare for. Now, in my assessment also, we're at very high risk of a nuclear false flag event that could take place domestically in the United States.
Yep. Remember the sleeper cells?
And really, I should be more specific.
Sleeper
I
cells?
think it will be a radiological terrorism event.
Remember 9/11? What did we do after 9/11, huh?
In the United States. Not necessarily.
Now that everybody knows that was an inside fucking job.
A dirty bomb detonating.
And nobody's been arrested. Nobody's.
Oh. Area, obviously a high population density area. One more reason to not live in the cities, but as you can imagine, if someone were to release a dirty bomb in downtown New York City,
New York, their favorite place.
The economic devastation that it would cause and the fear and panic, etc., would just be off the charts. And of course,
one of the most populated
false flag would be
Jewish
to
cities
drive
in the
U.S.
United
support
States
for further escalation of the bombing of Iran with more aggressive weapons, possibly nuclear weapons. And of course, the narrative at that point would be blaming Iran and saying, well, Iran nuked us first, and now we're going to nuke Iran in retaliation. That's how that would go in terms of the narratives. What that means
when it'll probably be the state of Israel that releases a dirty bomb.
For this thing to go nuclear, and if it does go nuclear, and of course, none of us want to see that happen, but it's something we have to prepare for.
So anyway, speaking of nuclear, let's see what Jones says here. So this is from Zero Hedge. U.S. explores high-risk plan to seize Iran's nuclear stockpile and potential gateway to ground troops. I'll let the great Alex Jones tell you here.
Only way you could do it is to get in there and blow it up. I mean, how are they going to send in soldiers to grab warehouses and stuff? No, it's just a cover to get our troops in, so we're committed. Just like backing the Kurds to go in out of Iraq and Syria, give them air cover, and then, they killed our advisors. This is how they always rope us into full war, how they rope presidents into full war. Yep. So yes, U.S. ways sending special forces to seize Iran's nuclear stockpile. Axios reported according to high-level White House sources. The White House is floating the idea now. The United States and Israel are boasting of having effectively achieved total air superiority over Iran's skies. But that's
presents yet another question as to what the end game will be. The Allies have as one key goal securing Iran's stockpile of highly enriched uranium. The real goal is regime change, most of which may be buried deep under or destroyed nuclear sites. It goes on. Axios reports on one plan, which many see as but a gateway to the introduction of ground troops. A prospect President Trump has repeatedly said won't happen and which would be deeply unpopular among the American people. The problem is he said we never going to pull war with Iran. Now we are.
Yeah, he said a lot of things.
Sending special forces into Iran to secure its stockpile of highly enriched uranium at a later stage of the war, according to 4 sources with knowledge of the discussions. Oh, the war. But remember, it's not a war, we're told. So this is crazy. Tomorrow, I'm going to open the phones up for military.
There's another one here.
War objectives.
Oh, what did that say? Hold on. U.S. weighs sending in special forces to seize Iran's nuclear stockpile. Preventing Iran from ever obtaining a nuclear weapon is
U.S. weighs sending special forces
one of Trump's stated war objectives.
Preventing Iran from ever obtaining a nuclear weapon is one of Trump's stated war objectives. But how do they go do it when they're dropping 10,000-pound bombs, 20,000-pound bombs on these bunkers? I mean, it would take an engineering company a month to dig in there and get the stuff out. What is this?
Yeah, but we're going to send special forces because that makes fucking sense.
They'll just go in there and they'll get it. Well, now what they're really talking about is they've got all these other cache sites hidden here, hidden there, in innocuous-looking places that have the enriched uranium. Oh, they have the bomb-making materials, I told you for years. And that's why their leaders in the last week said, oh, we can make a bomb in a week. We can test one in a week. Which for my information, know they can't.
Oh, Lord.
And then again, listeners go, how dare you support Netanyahu, the neocons that claim they have material for a bomb. That part is true.
Sorry, folks, I do most of this shit while I'm driving, all right? So give me a break.
Okay. It's like Israel says they don't have nukes, but they do. So, yes, some of what I say bolsters Trump's argument because some of what Trump is saying is based in reality. He believes he's doing the right thing. The point is, you won't ever be able to get it all now. They could buy it from somebody else. The weapons are proliferated all over the place. And this is a trap for regime change, Trump, which you now admit. And you can't get that done 90+% chance. The Pentagon assessment and the intelligence agency's assessment, which I told you about, listeners, which they now admit mainstream is. Okay. So that's it. I just report the facts, not what I want to believe. If the mullahs could be disappeared in the Phantom Zone and Iran could be free, that would be very nice.
It's not going to happen.
Cuba reform.
They're too deeply rooted now.
I've always wanted to go to Cuba when it's free, and they sure built it up nice, and it was sure nice, I'm told, before the commies took over in '59 and wrecked it. That said, unless they're attacking us, we don't have a right to go in there and do that. And they have been attacking us through Venezuela, through Mexico, and you see what Trump's doing, and you see the fact that I have tacitly supported it with provisos. There's a Ted Ellen piece where he had 2 experts on. I don't normally air big pieces of somebody else's show, but these guys say it so good and so well, and it's all accurate. It's a 30-minute interview. He called it an emergency broadcast. It does. But I'm
stealing it from
the next hour to air a bunch of it. You know what?
Let's see the last one from him.
They just want their greater Israel. They want their greater power, so they don't care. All right, I'm sorry. Back to Tim Dillon.
But the point of it is that that's where an actual debate happens, where like members of Congress have to go on the record. And so the Democrats sort of cynically exploited this because a lot of them actually want regime change in Iran and support the agenda, but they also hope that Trump screws it up and it becomes bad for him electorally. But on a tactical level, the U.S. is approaching, this answers your question, the U.S. administration is approaching this like it's going to be Venezuela. that they're going to be able to just lop off, the leadership in Iran, cut a deal with the whatever they're on now, number 10, ranking guy, and then Trump's going to sort of own the oil and go in there. Or they're talking about it sort of like Libya, where you take out Muammar Gaddafi, then you have ground forces that are working with you. They've completely misread this. Iran has been building horizontal institutions since 1979. It is not just a dictatorship of one and you kill the supreme leader and all of a sudden the state collapses. This is a multi-decade project with cross sections of society running security, the economy. There's also a religious dedication on the part of some of their largest security forces that is not wed to one individual. And so I think what we're seeing is that Trump's people are talking about this like a sporting event. Certainly the U.S. has
Israel, Netanyahu, and them.
Okay.
They just want their great.
So we've got that. Got an interesting little post from Harrison here. Caroline Leavitt refuses to rule out initiating a draft to send Americans to fight in Iran. It's not part of the current plan right now, but the president wisely keeps his options on the table. And I agree with Harrison here. Please institute a draft. Please wake up Americans from their malice. Make them choose. Go fight against Iran for Israel or fight against the U.S. government for yourself. See what happens. Don't know if I could put it any better myself. So I don't do the super chat thing at the end of the show like most people. I kind of do it as they come in here, and I just got one come in that says, yes, they have been at the level of enrichment in which they could easily develop a nuke within weeks, 4 years. How you idiots turn that into some grand conspiracy theory is beyond me. Okay, so if they've been that close for however long, 20, 30 years, then how come every single step we've taken that Benjamin Netanyahu has told us to take to make sure that they do not get the nuclear weapons hasn't done a fucking thing? Please tell me that. How about the strikes that we did this summer where we supposedly destroyed their nuclear shit? Please explain that one to me. What kind of Kool-Aid are you drinking that you can't see that we have been on this leash of Israel for ever over this Iran nukes shit? I think they should have a nuke. I really do. Because then, if Israel wants to go and fuck around, it's mad. It's mutually assured destruction. Okay? They should just have it. Fuck, I think everybody should have it. Why not? I mean, North Korea does, and you know how unhinged they are. But guess what? You nuke somebody, you're getting nuked back. Yeah, corrupt leadership until when? Now, when we have a president that is willing to act. I'm going to leave that one alone. Bush didn't react. All right, back to the show. Jesus. Obama didn't act, huh? Okay. Anyway, key recent developments in the last 24 to 48 hours in Iran. Leadership change in Iran. Senior clerics and state media have named Mojtaba Khamenei, son of the late Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, who was killed in earlier strikes, as the new Supreme Leader. Iran's military and political leaders have pledged allegiance to him. This defies U.S. President Donald Trump's earlier statements that such a choice would be unacceptable. Hardliners appear to maintain control, with no signs of regime collapse yet. Ongoing strikes in Iran. U.S. and Israeli forces have expanded targets to energy infrastructure. Recent attacks hit oil storage depots, fuel facilities, and refineries near Tehran, causing massive blazes, thick black smoke plumes over the city, and reports of oily rain fallout. Firefighting efforts continue amid explosions shaking neighborhoods. These strikes aim to degrade Iran's military support and economy. Iranian retaliation. Iran launched new missile barrages with Israel's defenses intercepting many. Strikes have also hit Gulf states, Bahrain's desalination plants, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, UAE, causing civilian infrastructure damage, deaths, injuries, and regional outrage. Iran has apologized to Gulf neighbors for some spillover, but vowed continued attacks and rejected negotiations or unconditional surrender. President Trump has demanded Iran's unconditional surrender, stating he will decide when the war ends. He claims U.S. forces have diminished Iran's military significantly ahead of schedule, with firepower set to surge dramatically over Iran-Tehran. Defense officials report air dominance, destruction of hundreds of missile launchers, air defenses, naval vessels, 30 plus sunk, and key personnel. No ground invasion yet, but options remain open, as I stated earlier. Casualties include at least 8 U.S. service members killed, with more expected. Regional and broader impacts. Hezbollah, Lebanon, continues cross-border fire with Israel. Over 500,000 displaced in Lebanon amid strikes on Beirut and IRGC targets there. Some IRGC members reportedly fleeing Lebanon. Oil prices have surged past $100 to $110 a barrel in some reports due to supply fears, Strait of Hormuz threats, and disrupted flows impacting global markets, equities, and energy security. And I guess we're protesting it now. Good. So I don't think a lot of people pushing for this war realize the economic implications of all of this. Not to mention this one. This is fun, huh? Isn't this just fun? Here's Benjamin Netanyahu, your guys' Lord and Savior. We haven't. Oh shit! I gotta read it. Sorry, I gotta read it. As for what we will do next in Iran, we have a detailed plan with many surprises to destabilize the regime and enable change. We have many more targets, and I will not elaborate on them here. But to the Revolutionary Guard operatives, those who oppress the Iranian people in the streets, I will say only this. You are also in our sights. Those who lay down their weapons will not be harmed. Those who do not, their blood is on their own heads. And to the Iranian people I say, I have been speaking to you and for you for decades. The moment of truth is approaching. Because we do not seek to divide Iran, we seek to liberate Iran, to free it from the burden of tyranny and to live in peace with its people. But at the end of the day, the liberation from tyranny, that liberation will depend on you, the brave and resilient Iranian people. I believe that if you stand firm the moment of truth, the day will not be far when Israel and Iran will once again become close friends.
I'm not making this video to scare you. I'm making this video because you.
And this comes Adam E. Media. Netanyahu just made a major announcement. He has threatened Iran that Israel has a major surprise that will completely destabilize the country. He demands that Iranians surrender or face death. Is he talking about nukes? You could say that. And here's a couple of last-minute things here. Reports claim Trump has deployed doomsday nuclear command planes to the Middle East. This comes from Militar NYI. USA sends doomsday plane E-6B Mercury to Middle East. Yeah, so we're getting ready. I hope not. I really, really hope not. Nonetheless, let's get off of it. Iran. After I have my little say here. The United States and Israel are floating nuclear options. Trump needs to declare victory now and get us out of there before this goes global. Russia and China will stand with Iran, and Israel will put us into conflict with Turkey next. Turkey is next. Okay? Don't say I didn't tell you so. They already think they won the Iran war. So, yeah, Turkey's next. unless we uproot ourselves and tell them to handle it themselves. Trump is not in control, and it shows. So let's see possibly why he isn't in control. Now, this is all my stuff here. Still got to get into. Oh, good Lord. Where are we at? Come on, come on. Okay, so Adrenochrome, the company, the CYM Caring Group. This company was found mentioned in the files. These documents from archive.org even contain the children's names, data capture, blood types, price per milligram, torture methods used. I showed that a few weeks ago. Disposal dates for the children, names of employees, and so much more. Headquartered in none other than Trump Tower. While the psychological operation known as QAnon made patriotic Americans cheer him on against it. So the CYM Corporation headquarters building. Hey, somebody check me. Check me. Am I right or am I wrong here? 725 Fifth Avenue, New York, New York, 10022, United States. Yeah, it shows right there. That is the location of Trump Tower. Is it true? I'm not completely sure. I'm just reporting shit as I see it, okay? Hope not, but it's becoming almost blaringly obvious that he is compromised for some reason. And maybe this is just a trend with the people that run us here. Let's see, where is Bill Clinton at? So Bill Clinton started smiling as he looked through old Epstein photos. His lawyer tried to quickly end the ordeal. Look at this disgusting motherfucker. Let me pull you closer. Oh yeah, he wants to see it. He wants to see it some more. Oh, I remember that. You sick fuck. Look at that big old grin.
5 minutes remaining in the majority's first hour. So
Man, he just couldn't get enough of that, huh?
Some questions.
Couldn't get enough of that.
The crimes committed by
What the fuck are we doing?
And Miss Maxwell.
With everyone you watch, listen, and look up to. Oh, where is Hillary? Okay, so this email, I'm just going to let him say it.
Barack Obama. When we began the pizza arrangement, I thought we were going to be more careful than operating from the White House. It is not what I originally had in mind. Remember, the hot dogs can come here, but if you make a spectacle of it, it will be our downfall. Please know that I'm speaking as a friend. You are the president and can do as you want. But I have to say, I think I would be wiser to restrict the activity to a predetermined location. Let me know what everyone thinks. We can vote on it if you like. Thanks, Hillary.
Thanks, Hillary. That was to Barack Obama. Remember that the hot dogs can come, but if you make a spectacle out of it, that will be our downfall. That was sent to Uma Abedin, Barack Obama, John Podesta, Nancy Pelosi, and Hillary Clinton. Well, she's the one that wrote it. How are you people not pissed? How are you not mad? How do you just continue on with life like everything is normal and okay? The fucking lid has been blown off of all this, and all I hear is radio silence. There's a few of us that have been on it forever. And, you know, some people are starting to wake up and do things. This should be, like, astronomically blown up. Why are we still talking about the Grammys or the Oscars or whatever the fuck, dude? You're just okay with it? You're okay with our country being run by satanic pedophiles? You're okay with that? Cannibals at that. Speaking of cannibals, here is a nice little.
So now that we
These are all pictures from bands in the past. They're album covers and shit. Look here.
know that they eat babies and all the disgusting things that they do, how about we examine this album cover?
A crying baby.
Baby in front of a guy that looks like a vampire in front of Kyle's bunny and a bunch of bunnies.
Alice
This is what
Cooper.
the chemical compound for adrenochrome looks like.
Yep, look. Okay. Can you guys see that? No, you can't see it. So that's what. Oh my. How do I block that out? I got a new angle tonight. So that's the chemical makeup of adrenochrome. See? You got the face, the ears, and the little body. Looks like a bunny rabbit, right?
Bunny, quite a strange little theme we
The
have
Beatles.
going here with the fucking babies and the blood and shit. Like, what the fuck is going on here? So anyway, yeah, it's all of them. So now that we know that they eat babies and all the disgusting things that they do,
Yeah, they just throw it right in our faces, folks. Right in our face. Right in your face. And you still listen to these people. You still push their work. You still. I don't know what else I can do. I guess I'm just gonna stand up here on my soapbox and say it every fucking week until some people start doing some shit. Start sharing it. For the love of God. You see something, share it. You see it, share it. You see it, share it. Talk about it. Comment on it. Anyway, here's our weekly Isaac Cappy video.
Spielberg is
a pedophile.
Oh, I'm not going to talk about Tom Hanks either, who is also a pedophile. Tom Hanks, folks, is a pedophile. Look into the Rothschild family. Do some research. You heard it's cannibals. Yeah, there is cannibalism. That's the higher you go, the more sick it gets. The royal family, yeah. Jimmy Savile.
Jimmy Savile.
And
write it down.
Murdered hundreds of kids over the course of 3 decades or longer. No one ever looked into it. He hung out with the royal family. He was knighted. Look into Marina Abramovich. If you're just getting started.
Speaking of being knighted, pretty much all the big pedophiles like Obama and Hillary, they've all received the Medal of Freedom or whatever from Obama.
The name of the game is blackmail. So they want something on you that they can hold over your head so they can basically own you, tell you what to do, and they film it. Spielberg is...
Yeah, pretty much. I finally watched the movie Eyes Wide Shut last night. Strongly recommend it. It kind of it shows how you're basically roped into the whole thing. Pretty disgusting, actually. And the fact that Stanley Kubrick died pretty much right after the movie was made, I guess it's just a coincidence. Just a coincidence. And for this reason, that's why Maha is failing, with glyphosate being granted immunity, and why this is happening. Yeah. It just makes me sick to my stomach. Where is it? No? Oh my god. No, it ain't there. Sorry. My notes were wrong. Oh shit. Yeah, okay. Where are we at? Come on, come on, come on, come on. What in the heck? Is it in there? Oh my gosh. I saw it when I was doing my... No, huh? Huh. Maybe it's on here. No, it ain't there either. Crazy. I'll just look for a second longer here, but well, wow. Okay. I don't know how that happened, but they're putting bugs in our food now, ladies and gentlemen, and it's hid as it's like EFT 2000 something. Let's see if something pops up on X here. Name for bugs in food. I don't know. I lost it. Well, shit. I guess I'll share it to my feeds after this. But anyway, putting fucking bugs in our food and masking it. Constantly lying to the American people so the World Economic Forum can achieve their Agenda 2030. Speaking of Agenda 2030, look what Trump is pushing. Oh, where are we here? So,
5G getting that.
so winning the 6G race. This is on. It's a presidential memoranda. By the authority vested in me as president by the Constitution and the laws of the United States of America, I hereby direct. Section 1, purpose. The next generation of mobile communication networks, 6G, will be foundational to the national security, foreign policy, and economic prosperity of the United States. This technology will play a pivotal role in the development and adoption of emerging technologies like AI, robotics, and implantable technologies. 6G will also provide faster, more resilient, and more secure communication networks that can be utilized for national security. It's all about national security, folks, and public safety purposes. So listen real close here to what Trump says. Okay, listen. Let me turn it up some so you don't miss it.
60 now. I just described you. I was a leader on 5G getting that, and now they're up to 6. But do it again. What does that do? Give you a little bit deeper view into somebody's skin.
A little deeper view into somebody's skin. Okay? A little deeper view into someone's skin, huh? Oh my lord. I showed you last week Bill Gates has a vaccine passport that will be implemented into your skin and ran by AI. Now we're looking at brain chips and 6G. Remember when they rolled out 5G? What happened? COVID happened. Who was in charge? Donald John Trump. The man that can get free thinkers to fall into a cult implemented in the file, or I guess implemented in the files. His building located in the exact place as an alleged adrenochrome lab. Wake up and leave the fucking